Now I'm standing here in my soldier's uniform because I'm going to Chirac. Nobody calls it Chirac over there. I went and dusted off the old military uniform in honor of the troops. Okay? So that's why I put the uniform on. But anyway, let's move on in this video. People wanted to ask some questions that wasn't around Drake and Joe Buttons. If you think this video is about Drake or Joe Buttons, then if you want that, there's some other videos about it. We will not be discussing them on this video, thank God. Please don't do nothing, Joe. So I have to talk about it. Now, the reason this video is here, because people say, I've just moved out to the suburbs, Karceno. How do you get along with your neighbors when you from the city and they square? I ain't gonna use the language he used, but what he's saying is he's a black man who just moved out to the suburbs and he's trying to get along in an area that's predominantly Caucasian. I understand that plight because I had the same similarity, but to me it wasn't broken down as I'm black, they white. Cause it was other black people out here when I got out here. I didn't say, hey, y'all black, we black. That's it. It just so happened the black people all formed, like they bonded together. We were on a military base. Ding! Segue. We were all on a military base because we were basically military children. So all the black kids just happened to funnel together when we came out here to the suburbs. That was it. If white kids was there, they came along too. So everybody, we met them all together at once. We had people from England. We had people from Guam. Everybody was in one big bundle. And we didn't say, well, this is my black friend, this is my white friend, that's my Guam friend. We said, that's Adam, that's Karen, that's Janelle, that's Michelle, that's Chris. So it was never that problem with us. So when everybody was getting older and more friends started coming into the circle, the transition is easier because even though I went back to the city, they closed the military base. I mean, just shut it down. And other people were stationed here and there. My family moved to Hawaii and was stationed there. I was like, I'm going back to Chicago, to the city, to grind it out. So I went back to the city of Chicago. Then I went to Hawaii. Then I went that's how it goes. So that's how you get a lot of flavor. You meet a lot of different people, a lot of different artists, a lot of different personalities. Everything comes from people of all forms of factions, of how old and how young. The hip-hop stories y'all be listening to, a lot of that information came from people who weren't even black. That you would assume. I mean, this guy is Filipino, and the other guy who told me a lot. He was in the mix. He was with the engineer. He worked with Pharrell and them. He's a Filipino cat. He was there in the hip hop scene. The other guy, he's Chinese. And he's got his own like breakdancing crew, and they were on the East Coast in Jersey and New York, doing the whole breakdancing, airbrush scene, and knew all the clubs. So they had all the hit records. They knew the hot DJs. They knew it all. So we made most of our connections through everybody else. So when we met Kel and everybody else, and Kel lived around the corner from us, so boom, there it is. Key to open the door. You know people already over there. You got people on the East Coast. You got people from the Bay, Oakland, definitely in the house. And then when you out there, things start to connect. So to answer your question though, how do you blend in? Be yourself. Don't be extra. The problem is other people who I've seen had to adjust to this period felt that they had the pressure to adjust. If it's not something that you know or don't do or have no information on, I understand trying to build a rapport or a conversation with people. But if it's not something that you know, just don't try. Just talk regularly. Just like, hey, what's up? This is my name. Yeah, I just got out here. Don't try to come in crazy. I seen a lot of black guys come in and just talk to white guys just crazy. Like, yo, man, yeah. What's up, man? Yeah, man, I'm from the city, man, yeah. You know what, man, I was watching some on the news, man. The Dow Jones, man, yeah. Them stocks is crazy than a mug, man. They had an arrow going down like this, and I'm like, dang, yesterday it was going up. That's crazy out there. You don't gotta, and then you confusing him. He's like, huh? Like, I don't invest in stocks. Not everybody white do that. And for white people, it's the same thing too. They do the same thing because they nervous. They don't want to say the wrong thing or just relax. Just be yourself. It comes off a lot more natural if you do that. White guy come up to you, be like, oh, I got a white t-shirt just like that. I got one at home. It looks just like that. Yeah. It looks just like that, dude. Samesies. You're like, what? It's like, dude, your hair, I'm going to get my hair like that. I want to get my hair like that. Yeah, I got to find somebody who can do my hair like that. And I'm going to do it too, like tomorrow. How do you get your hair like that? It's amazing. It's phenomenal. It's like, you don't have to try that hard at all. It's not that complicated. It is really easy. Okay? Just be yourself. Talk about stuff you know. Most times, like I told people, the connection between all the countries in the world, every country, every land, every race, every nationality has been sports. We all have that in common. Talk sports. If you want to just kick off a random conversation, believe me, they will forget your race and anything if you root for the same team as they do. Be like, yeah, Johnson's here. He knows number 4. They will root for anybody. They can be the biggest racists in the world. But if you play for their team, they have his jersey on. I hate that N-word, but he sure can win. That's all it is. Vice versa. Ain't be, man, I hate that white guy. But he's a good quarterback, and he gonna help us win. We gotta win this year. We need him as coach. So, that's all it is. It's the same circles. Now, we'll move on to the next question that we got. Now, the next question is more business oriented. You guys like, when you gonna do another business video? Oh, this is gonna be that video. I'm gonna inform you guys. Like I told you, I have a lot of books. Reading is fundamental. So I'm gonna bring a couple of books to light. I've spoke on this before, but probably not as much as it needs to be. Here's a couple of books for you that you can read that might help you out. Book number 1, The New Color of Success. See, this shows you that the glass ceiling is only in your mind. You can eliminate that with this book here. Talks about the color of the African American male in business and how to succeed in business being an African American male. And this is from Forbes magazine. And then you have the founder and editor of Black Enterprise on here. That's loving it. Wall Street, Main Street, Side Street. Everybody is loving this book because of the information. So it teaches you how to succeed. Those for people who are interested. Now, this is my favorite. Nice girls don't get the corner office 101. And this is good to know because it's informative with women in business because all the mistakes they make. One, this is my list. They got a list in there and it's great. Because you've been at the job, you've seen it happen, and this is why you don't get promoted, women. I've told you, you got to learn to embrace that bitch in you. Don't smile all the time. When you smile all the time, people take you as naive or just, they can't promote you. You get along with everybody too much. It's a danger. You're going to be pro-employee than pro-company. They're not going to like that. Don't bring food to work. You have to cut that out. Nobody wants to see you eating at the desk. Do not decorate your desk. If you're going to put something up on your desk, we don't need to see pictures of Lil Wayne with his shirt off or any other rock and roll, Chris Carlson or anybody else with their shirt off on the desk. We need you to be putting up business stuff and having your head in the game. Don't work yourself to death. Learn how to waste a little time. Take your time and make your pace to get it done. Because if you work too hard and get things done so fast, that's going to become the norm. People are going to expect that of you every single time. After you done broke your back, now they expect you to break your back every day. You break your back when it's necessary to break your back. Okay? And when you answer with authority. Don't ask so many questions. Be authoritative. Make a decision. Those are the people that get promoted. Those are just some of the steps. Please read that book, Men and Women. Because you need to know both sides. You just can't say, well, I'm a man, I shouldn't read that book. No, you need to read that book. Because it's very informative to tell you why women are now winning and we are now losing in the office game. It's not about showing your legs, and that only gets you so far. That gets you screwed and gets you fired. How many women sleeping with their boss last at the job? They don't become the CEOs. They get removed or put in another position somewhere. But that's a limited thing. That's not going to get you to where you need to be. Especially if you're talking about getting that corner office and running a company. They need somebody in there who can make the everyday decisions when they're not there. So I hope that answered your question as well. And this video is probably going a little too long. I'm sorry about that. Hope you're enjoying it. I'm in military mode right now. To the troops. And another question we had is why I haven't made any videos about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's done this. Whatever Bill Cosby done in his personal time and on his clock was Bill Cosby. When I see a witch hunt that tells me it's something else from experience of watching the news and know how they operate, all this stuff on Bill Cosby is old. Like many years older than me. And now people are just not coming forward like 30, 40 years later. At the same time, he was getting ready to do a deal to purchase networks, stocks, and ownership in like CBS, NBC, all these deals, things that they don't want black people owning. And his net worth is very high. Next thing you know, you attack his net worth and take it down by hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, I'm not saying that Bill Cosby didn't party with strippers and chicks, and that was always known about Bill Cosby, that he did party hard with women. And, you know, even though he had kids out of wedlock, he was still Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable when it was time, when he was time to punch the clock. So I don't think it hurts the show. Like somebody's like, this gonna ruin the show's image. No, it don't. I don't see them drugging people on the show. I mean, it. They was like, what if Bill Cosby did this to your daughter? I'm like, if any daughter of mine would know better than to be with a married man at 3 o'clock in the morning in his house. Period. That's how I feel about that. All these women that came forward, the majority of them were former burnt out, coke head, wanted to be actresses in the business back then. They didn't slept around, did many party drugs, and slept with people they don't even remember. And now they want to come out there, Bill Cosby, and say he raped me, and they can get on CNN, Fox. You won't get me like that. You get the masses, though. They're not that bright. So that's how I feel about that, and that's why I didn't speak on it. Now, let's go to the other question that I had. And it was interesting. They said, Karceno, if you weren't making YouTube videos, would you be hating all these rap artists? Or would you listen to them? I said, wow, to myself, if I wasn't making YouTube videos, would I be hating on rap artists? That person probably just met me or heard of me barely a year ago. No fault of yours. YouTube basically didn't really promote me until I started talking about hip hop. But I've been on YouTube for a very long time, since 2006, actually. This account is my third account. And my first account got taken down. My second account was taken down. Then I got it back because it was wrongfully taken down because I was exposing too much in the boxing world. And I know boxing is glad I don't pursue them as much as I used to. And when I started doing hip hop, it was like, I was surprised people didn't know what I was saying. That's what made me do it. People said, like, man, you just wanted to get some money. I wasn't thinking about it. I've been on YouTube making a little bit of money here and there. So I didn't think nothing of it when I was doing it. I was just like, wow, nobody know this stuff? I thought this is, like, it was told to me just flat out. Like, I'm surprised nobody knew this whole story. And it basically started with Nas and Jay-Z. Once I knew that entire story, the history of it, and it was never told properly. And they had both of them on 2 occasions sitting in a room in a chair doing an interview about it. And they still, neither one is saying what happened or anything. They just saying some whatever storyline they wanted to run with. And I'm like, that's garbage. And it's funny because people was like, that's not true. People love to say that's not true before they even read anything, before they even listen to the video. They'll just post, that's not true. You're lying. Then somebody started proving me right. Time always proves people wrong or right. And the guy says, is all your videos the truth? All of them is the truth as much as I see them. It's only like 1 video, maybe 2. I think I made a mistake and said the wrong thing. And that's the one when I had a picture of Salah Remy when it should be Alchemist in that situation. Where that's when Alchemist got in a situation with, it was a whole different story. But I got Salah Remy picture there. And it was really Alchemist, but I mistakenly thought Salah Remy. And I'm like, no, that was Alchemist. That's who it was, because I couldn't think of the name. So sometimes I might say the wrong city. Like one time I said Temecula when I was supposed to say Tijuana. And people's like, Tijuana, Temecula's in the other direction. I'm like, I get them 2 mixed up sometimes. That's just me. But other than that, this is the truth. But this is how it happens. You tell the story. You might get a street wrong. You might say the wrong thing. Then certain things I can't say. So if you sound like I'm stopping, pausing, I can't say that. You know, I'm like, oh, I can't. Still have a couple of friends that be like, they be like, he told him. That's who we can't deal with no more. You I've already, I had my share of, what the hell? Don't mention my name. Don't show my picture. I've had a lot of those so far. I'm like, man, I thought this is like old news. It's like 17 years ago. I don't care. No pictures of me, period. I'm like, all right, dude, no pictures of you. So now you see what I go through in a day. I got to fight other companies. People want to take down videos and put them back up. Some videos go down and they come back up. Because I keep fighting on all my videos to have them up there. Like, dude, I followed the rules. I did this. They know I followed the rules. They want to knock it down so it don't be in the search engine. That's why you have to subscribe to the playlist and check it out. Because if you don't, you might miss something. I don't say that just because I want all the hits. I'd rather have people look at it and watch it and like it than just have it just thrown in the abyss where nobody can find it, which is what they want. And they paying YouTube. What we paying you for? He ain't paying you. Go in there and do this. But the people decided. We didn't pay for hits. We didn't pay for subscribers. The people said, this is what we like. We want to watch it. Straight up. Then we've come to find out we were the most original out of anybody. And then when people watch it and then they be, I don't believe you. Then next thing you know, they get proven right down the road. Be like, hey, we knew first and we knew the whole story because you got it here. It's your boy Karceno. I'm out. Y'all have a blessed day. And I'm gone.